Good morning. This is Saturday, September the 23rd. This is the Holliston Cable Access television recording of Holliston Lady Panthers versus the Milford Hawks. We are at home at the Committee Field, and we are off and running. So Milford are with possession, intercepted by Alex Panaggio, pushing up to Gabby Ramirez, intercepted back by Milford, back to Charlotte Getchell. And it will be a throw-in for Milford. I am Lynda Getchell, and I have Alfonso Ramirez with me commentating and Mark Winokur on camera. Milford throw-in. Headed by Hannah Wolfgang. Milford still with possession. Back to Elizabeth Mackey. Taking some space, sending it to Hannah Wolfgang. Sending it up to Sarah Winokur. Back to Hannah Wolfgang. Back to Maddie Sehe. Up over the defensive line. Headed by Hannah. Sarah Winokur touching it. And that will be a corner. So this is a good opportunity for Holliston within the first minute and a half of the game for a corner. And the corner kick is going to be taken by Maddie Sehe. Let's see what the Panthers can do. Nice ball. Oh. And that's going to be another corner. It was last touched by a Milford player. So again, another opportunity with Maddie Sehe taking the corner kick from the opposite side. Let's see if we can pop this one in this time. Nice kick. Oh, still possession. Jill Hobson tapped out by Milford. Tess fighting for it. Milford still have possession. Maddie Sehe coming to it. Milford still have the possession, pushing down the field. Back to Elizabeth Mackey. Up in the air. Milford getting to it. Back to Hannah Wolfgang. Tess intercepted by Milford. Alex Panaggio taking the steal. Tapped by Milford. Back to Gabriela Ramirez. Alex Panaggio sending it up. Tapped by Milford. Oh, unlucky. Jill Hobson still got it. Unfortunately, bounced up and has been given Milford free kick. So Milford with the free kick. Tapped by Milford. Still Milford possession. Tess trying to intercept. Back to Elizabeth Mackey. Over to Alex Panaggio on the wing. Still has possession and off of Milford. Good play there. It would be a Holliston throw-in. Headed by Milford. Milford take possession. Up in the air. Ooh, yeah, that was a good call there. So free kick to Holliston. Maddie Sehe taking it.
Go, Maddie. Drop it on the 6, Maddie.
So we need to get this towards the goal. Out to Alex Panaggio, taking it down to the corner, making the cross, deflected off of a Milford player. Sydney Bricado getting a foot to it, up in the air, and still fighting for it. Milford look like they're going to take possession. No, Sydney protecting it. It's going to be a Holliston throw-in. So Holliston doing a good job of putting the pressure on and keeping it down in their half right now. Let's see if we can keep this up. So Sydney with a throw-in. To Gabby. Touched out by Milford. Headed by Milford. Back to Sydney Bricado. Trying to send it through. Gets blocked by Milford. Milford again taking possession. And off of Tess Power. So it will be a Milford throw-in. So Milford throw-in to a Milford player, intercepted by Tess up in the air. Alex going for it. Milford throw-in. Touched by Sydney, intercepted by Milford, back to Elizabeth Mackey. Long ball up and over and out of bounds. So that will be a Milford throw-in. Milford still have possession, tapping it down, playing it back, switching the field. So Winokur coming in to intercept it. Oh! Didn't see that. So Milford awarded a free kick. Long ball. Good read by Mel Coleman, grabbing it, getting her hands on it. Good job, goalie. So Mel with the goal kick. That's the first time they've been in our half. It's up in the air, off the back of Alex Panaggio. And out of bounds, so it will be a Milford throw-in. Touched by Sydney into the mid. Hannah fighting for it, got a head to it. Sarah coming in, still up in the air. Gabby Ramirez fighting for it. Milford take possession. Milford still have possession. They're doing some nice give and go. Back to Elizabeth Mackey. To Gabby. Taken by Milford. Milford have possession, taking it down to the corner. Out of bounds. Be a Holliston throw-in. So Sydney Brucado with the throw-in for Holliston. To Milford. To Hannah Wolfgang. Passing it up to Jill Hobson. Intercepted by Milford. The defensive line. Back to Sarah Winokur taking the steal. Switching it out to Alex Panaggio. This could be an opportunity here. Alex driving to the box. Taking it for the cross. Still has possession. She's got 3 players marking her. Taking the cross. Touched by Milford. Back by Gabby. Oh, up and over. Nice try by Holliston. Some good passing. The right idea. The girls putting pressure on their goal. So it'll be a Milford goal kick. So Milford still with possession, up in the air. Sarah Winokur fighting for it. Milford still having possession, taken by Hannah Wolfgang, switching the field. Oh, intercepted by a header by Milford. Bounced off Gabby, back to Jill Hobson. Intercepted by Milford, out to the wing. Headed by Charlotte Getchell to Sarah Winokur. Milford taking possession, back to Charlotte Getchell. To Jill Hobson. Milford coming in. Gabby trying to steal it. Out to the wing. Milford intercept it. And it will be a Holliston throw-in. Charlotte Getchell with the throw-in. To Jill Hobson. Intercepted by Milford. Back to Maddie Sehay. Got a foot to it. Sending it long and wide. It's going to go out of bounds. And it will be a Milford throw-in. So we're 9 minutes into the first half and the score is still 0-0. Some good energy on the field from Holliston right now. And we're keeping them in their half. So Milford throw-in. Hannah Wolfgang to Tess Powers. Switching the field to Alex Panaggio. Sending it up to Sydney Brucado. Trying to get up into the corner. Making the cross. There it is. Oh! Tapped out by Milford. Tess Powers chasing it down. Sending it back to Elizabeth Mackey. Settling it. Getting pressure from Milford. Bounced off Milford back to Sydney Brucado. To Gabby Ramirez. Intercepted by Milford. Back to Alex Panaggio. Sending it up. Jill Hobson coming at it. Here we go. Nice. Oh, good job. They scored a corner. Good play by Jill Hobson to deflect it off the Milford player. So it will be a corner. And it looks like Alex Panaggio is going to take the corner kick for us. So again, this is in the first 10 minutes. This is now our third corner kick for Holliston. So let's see if we can finish this one. So Alex Panaggio taking the corner kick. Headed by Gabby. Oh, nice try there. Again, great teamwork here by Holliston. Good read on the ball. She got a head to it, but just a little bit too high. But again, good pressure from the Holliston team, keeping it on their goal to the Milford goal. So goal kick Milford. To Gabby Ramirez. Switching it to Alex Panaggio. Taking some space. Got 4 players on her. Deflected off a Milford player. Cindy Brucata keeping it in. Taking it down to the corner. Got a shot off. Oh, called it out. So that will be a goal kick for Milford. Nice run there. Good read by the team. Getting their heads up and doing feet-to-feet passing and getting it down to the corner to try and make those passes. So it's in the air, headed by Hannah Wolfgang. Back to Milford. Gabby Ramirez bounced off a Milford player. Jill Hobson fighting for it. And Milford still have possession. And that will be a Milford throw-in. Headed by Charlotte Getchell. Intercepted by Milford. Backed by Tess to Hannah. Up and over by Tess. Tapped up by a Milford player header. Kicked back by Milford. Milford have possession. And hit out of bounds by deflected off a Milford player. So Holliston throw in. Charlotte Getchell to Sarah Winokur. To Hannah Wolfgang. Back to Charlotte Getchell. Up in the air. Headed by Milford twice. Alex Panaggio taking the ball now. It's on the ground, settling it. Looking to go past them. Going down the line. Nice ball. Who's there? There it is. Nice job. Goal scored by number 4, Gillian Hobson. So we are at 27.5 minutes left on the first half, and Jill Hobson tapping the goal in there. Nice movement by Alex Panaggio getting it down to the goal, and that's the way to finish it. So it's 1-0 currently to the Holliston Lady Panthers. So Milford with the kickoff, tapped by Sarah Winokur. Chasing it, still in play. Oh, out of bounds, so it'll be a Milford throw-in. Milford still have possession, tapped it back to Hannah Wolfgang, who's taking it, crossing the field. Oh, intercepted by a defender. Elizabeth Mackey, deflected off of Milford, back to a Milford player. Cindy Brucata tapping it up, intercepted by Milford in the mid. Headed by Maddie Sehe, headed by Milford. It's up in the air. There's a lot of ping pong in this game. We need to get the ball back on the ground because the girls do better when they ground it and find feet to feet. Holliston playing well. So we are now giving a free kick to Milford in our half. This could be the first pressure we're having. Let's see what happens here. So Milford with the free kick. And up and over. So now will be a goal kick for Holliston. And it's going to be taken by Maddie Sehe. So we have a substitution. Hannah Wolfgang has come off. And Anna Siegel has come on the field. So it's up in the air. Milford taking possession. Jill Hobson pushing through, trying to get to it. Still fighting for it. And it's out of bounds, so it's going to be a Holliston throw-in. Charlotte Getchell with the throw-in. To Anna Siegel, intercepted by Milford. Back to Tess, intercepted again by Milford. Milford have possession. Long ball. And it's going to be out of bounds, so that will be a Holliston throw-in. Sydney with a throw-in to Anna Siegel. Intercepted by Milford. Handball, so actually bounced off a Milford player, so he got a free kick. So Alex Panaggio with possession to Tess, intercepted by Milford. Still Milford possession. Back to Elizabeth Mackey. Charlotte Getchell getting a foot to it to Tess Powers. Deflected off of Milford. Intercepted by Milford. Back to Charlotte Getchell, sending it up to Jill. And that's going to be out of bounds, and it'll be a Milford throw-in. So again, this is Saturday, September the 23rd. This is the HCAT filming of Holliston Varsity Soccer versus Milford. And the score currently is 1-0 to Holliston with 24 minutes left on the first half. Sarah Winokur touching the ball. Long ball sent down by Milford to Maddie Sehay. Back to Elizabeth Mackey. They still have possession. This is dangerous. And that will be the first corner kick awarded to us. It was deflected off a player going through there. At least it prevented the goal, but let's see what Milford can do with their corner kick. So Holliston preparing to mark up. Milford corner kick. And we were lucky there, so it will now be a corner kick for Holliston. Maddie Sehay taking the goal kick. Up in the air. Jill Hobson to Sarah Winokur. Back to the defensive Milford line. Long ball through. Tess Powers getting a foot to it. Gabby Ramirez. Deflected off of Milford. They've taken possession. Gabby Ramirez coming in, stealing it, passing out to Alex Panaggio. Sending it up to Jill Hobson. Playing back to their goalie. Sending it out. Deflected off of Milford. Intercepted by Gabby. Back to Milford player. Milford still have possession. Back to Sydney Brucado. Trying to get it up. Over to Alex. Looking to make a move. Tess Powers. Intercepted by Milford. Touched by Anna Siegel. Back to Sarah Winokur. Charlotte Getchell. Sending it into Anna Siegel. Back to Maddie Sehay. Up to Sarah Winokur. We can keep it in. Oh, unlucky. A little bit too much welly on that. It will be a Milford throw-in. Some good passing right idea, though, by Holliston there. So Milford with the possession. Tapped over, still Milford. Off of Tess, so it's going to be a Milford throw-in. So that was deflected off of Milford, so it's going to be a Holliston throw-in. Gwen Freely, Gwen Freely coming on for Jill Hobson. Charlotte Getchell with a throw-in to Gwen Freely. It was pushed down, so free kick awarded. Maddie Sehay coming up to take the free kick. Let's see if we can get this up towards the box and make some damage here. Switching the field over to Alex Panaggio. Looking to make a pass, deflected off. Over to Sydney Brucado, making a cross in. Intercepted by Milford. Milford still have possession. Elizabeth Mackey stealing it. Taking the space, switching the field to Sarah Winokur. Intercepted by Milford. They're making a long pass down the line, making a run here. Oh, unlucky, it was out of bounds, so it would be a Holliston throw-in. Charlotte Getchell with the throw-in to Anna Siegel. Back to Maddie Sehay, sending it up and over. And again, a little bit too far and out of bounds, so it would be a Milford throw-in. Gabby Ramirez getting a foot to it, headed back by a defender on the Milford side. Back to Gabby Ramirez, switching it to Alex Panaggio. She's trying to weave through. She's getting down, and it's going to be out of bounds, and it will be another Holliston throw-in. Alex Panaggio taking the throw-in. Trying to find Gabby Ramirez, headed by Milford, and kicked out of bounds. It will be a corner. Again, another great opportunity, the fourth corner kick for Holliston. Let's see if we can convert this one as well. So Maddie Sehay taking the corner kick. Again, good pressure so far by Holliston this first half, down to the last 20 minutes. And let's see if we can get another one in the net. So Maddie Sehay with the goal kick. Nice ball. Still in play. Gabby Ramirez. Sending it back in. Oh, unlucky. Great opportunity. Some really great play here by Holliston. Getting their heads up, looking for players, making some good passes. So Milford with possession. Back to Elizabeth Mackey on the defensive line. Sending it up to Milford. Back to Alex Panaggio, who's trying to break through. Gwen Free trying to get there. Back to Milford with possession. Sending a long ball. Milford still have the possession. A long high ball by Milford. Up in the air. Regained by Mackey, out to Alex Panaggio, trying to flick it past the players, but Milford intercept it. Back to Sydney, intercepted by Milford again. Tapped up, and it's actually gone in our favour. Gwen Freely getting a head to it, a knee to it, sending it forward. Their defensive line getting to it. Ooh, Tess taking it on the chin then. Intercepted, but looks like Milford still have possession. Taking it down the wing. Tapped by Charlotte, still fighting for it. Gets a foot to it, out to Gwen. Intercepted by Milford. Back to Maddie Sehay, up in the air. Anna Siegel tapping it on the head. Back to Sarah, who taps it up and over. Ball is still in play. Milford have possession. Charlotte Getchell, and out of bounds. That will be a Milford throw-in. The girls are showing some good intensity here, keeping the pressure on, still fighting for the ball, not giving up. And good pressure so far from the Holliston team on the Milford team. So throw in, Gabby Ramirez getting a foot to it, looking to switch the field to Alex Panaggio. And it's a bit far, and Holliston trying to get it, and it's kicked out of bounds by Milford, so it'll be a Holliston throw-in. Sydney Bucado taking the throw-in. Down towards their box. Again, this could be a good opportunity to get it closer. To Alex Panaggio, protecting the ball, trying to get down to the corner to make the switch in. Oh, nice idea, good turn, but to the goalie's hands, but right idea. So Milford with the goal kick. Up in the air. Touched by Tess. And it's going to be a free kick for Milford.
I'm seeing Panthers playing a good soccer. They are not just for the score, it's just because the soccer they are playing. They are passing the ball, they are trying hard, and they are playing soccer. This is the second game that I think they are doing very well, and that's good for them. And I like the place that when they have to do a foul or hit the ball, they can make a pass too. I like that. So that's part of the soccer.
So the corner kick went nowhere, so we lucked out there. So again, it's back to Holliston with a goal kick. We're down to almost the last 15 minutes in the first half, and the score is still 1-0 to the Holliston Lady Panthers. So Maddie Sahajian with the goal kick for Holliston. Headed by Milford, back to Sydney Brucado, up in the air. Headed up by Milford to their goalie. But again, as we've said, they're Holliston doing some really good pressure, keeping it on the Milford half. And they're playing some good soccer. They're looking for each other, good passes, and playing calmly and collectively. So Alex Panaggio possession, back to Tess Powers. Switching the field, intercepted by Milford. Milford take possession, looking to get down into our half, tapped by Tess. Deflected off of Tess, back to Charlotte Getchell. Milford still take possession. And out of bounds. So that would be a Holliston throw-in. Juliana Papulus on the field. So throw-in by Charlotte Getchell. Touched by Milford. And that would be a Milford throw-in. Back to Hannah Wolfgang. Oh, Jill Hobson, rather. Intercepted by Milford. Sending a long ball through. Touched by Sydney and Tess, but Milford still have possession. Touched by Charlotte, out of bounds. And it will be a Milford throw-in, preventing a corner kick there. So Milford with a throw-in. Get it out. Oh, touched by Mackie. Gabby getting to it. Taking the space to Jill Hobson, looking to make a pass out wide to Alex Panaggio on the wing. Sending it long and up, headed by Milford. Gabby Ramirez coming in. Still anyone's ball. Milford actually take possession. Back to Sydney Brucado, sending it up and over. Again, headed by their defensive line. Kicked up and over by Milford, sending the ball long, headed by Mackie. Intercepted by Milford. Taking the ball down. Nice and easy, and good read by Mel. Milford liking to do that long ball, tapping it down and running on the ball, but we thankfully got to it that time. So Jill Hobson sending it out to Alex Panaggio. Two players marking her. She's taking it down, getting to the corner. Here she goes, weaving through. Here goes the cross. Oh, nice try. Finish it. There it is.
One more time. They passed the ball. They made the combination.
Goal scored by Jill Hobson, assisted by Alex Panaggio.
Good combination from the Panthers, and the result, it was a goal. Great game, great time.
So again, we're down to 11 minutes. The score now 2-0 to the Holliston Lady Panthers. Great goal scoring there. Again, goals getting their heads up, making good passes, being in the right spot. This is great soccer by the Panthers. So Holliston throw-in by Charlotte Getchell to Hannah Wolfgang. Milford intercepting it. High kick up and over. Back to Elizabeth Mackey, popping it back. Sarah Winokur coming on the ball, giving defense some run for their money. Milford still got possession. To Hannah Wolfgang, intercepted by Milford. Long ball. Elizabeth Mackey stealing it, taking space. Looking wide, unfortunately intercepted by Milford. Milford still with possession, looking to make those turns, and that'll be out of bounds and a Holliston throw-in.
Something that I want to mention about the goal, it was perfect, the pass that Alex made, because she goes right to the line and made the pass back. That is what created the goal. That is spectacular, and it was a perfect pass when you go to the line and pass the ball back.
So we're back to another Holliston throw-in. Alex Panaggio with a throw-in. Long and hard down. Headed it out of bounds by Milford, so it would be another Holliston throw-in. Sydney Brucato coming to take the throw in. Again, good pressure by Holliston, getting it back down into their half. To Alex Panaggio, looking to make a cross in. Sarah Winokur going for it. This could be another opportunity here. Out to Hannah Wolfgang, to Tess Powers. Great idea by Holliston, just a little bit high and over, but they're keeping the pressure on the Milford goal. So we're back to a Milford goal kick. Down to 9.5 minutes left in the second half. Again, this is the HCAT production on Saturday, September the 23rd at Committee and Field. Holliston versus Milford. So Tess Powers back to Milford. Out of bounds, and it would be a Milford throw-in. To Sarah Winokur. Headed back out. Back to Hannah Wolfgang, intercepted by Milford. To Alex Panaggio, playing back to Maddie Sahasian, out to Charlotte Getchell. Sending it up, tapped by Hannah Wolfgang to Sarah Winokur. This is nice play. They're really moving the ball nicely now. Sarah going with the run. Good job. And that's another corner. Good play there. A good run by Sarah Winokur. So again, another goal kick, a corner kick rather for Holliston. And see if we can convert this one. Some really great soccer. Again, every game they've been playing this season, we are seeing improvement upon improvement. And we're really watching some great soccer from the Holliston team.
Yeah, like you said, Lynda, the difference, you can see the difference of the players playing now, fighting for the ball. A couple errors, they are as normal in the team, but something that the coach, I think, is working with them. And I'm seeing a good soccer. And I would like to see this soccer in all the games, not just today, all the games. And I think they are doing it. They're touching the ball, they're fighting for the ball, and they playing the soccer two and two and making the great passes.
So Holliston with possession. Alex Panaggio sending it up. Intercepted by the defensive line. Milford with possession.
I just want to mention it. When I say 2 and 2 is give and go. That's what I'm trying to say.
So Milford still with possession. Charlotte Getchell sending it out. And it will be a Milford throw-in. Oh. So yeah, I definitely I agree with Alfonso that the team are doing some really great give and go. They're not hogging the ball. They're actually getting their head up, seeing that players are open, and by doing the give and go, gets them into a better position to make those kind of scoring opportunities. So Maddie Sehay with the header, and then tapping it up. Possession taken by Milford, out of bounds, so a Holliston throw-in. Charlotte Getchell with the throw-in, headed by Jill Hobson, and now be a Milford throw-in. Intercepted by Mamaki, setting up back to a Milford defensive line. Sarah Winokur getting a foot to it. Back to Milford. Everyone's touching it, and Milford trying to get possession. Holliston still trying to steal it. Good job by Jill Hobson. Played back to defense, though. Gabby Ramirez coming in. Here we go. Jill Hobson making a pass up. Here goes Sarah Winokur. Oh! And that was definitely a body slam. Good call there by the ref. Free kick coming up for Holliston. So, again, this is another scoring opportunity for Holliston. Maddie Sahasian taking the free kick. Right. So Maddie Sehay with the free kick. Nice ball. Oh, great idea. And Gabby Ramirez was right there ready for it, and the goalie just got her hands to it. So again, some great play, great reads by Holliston. Good communication with this team. So Milford with possession, playing back to their defensive line. Here comes Hannah Wolfgang trying to steal it. Oh, nice try. Sarah Winokur coming in, putting pressure. Getting past Tess Powers, coming to Milford still. Long ball, and that's going to be out of bounds, and that will be a Holliston throw-in. So Charlotte Getchell with the throw-in, headed by Tess Powers, and Alpha of our player, so that will be a Milford throw-in. They do use their defensive line very well, the Milford team. They do that playback, and then that allows them to space out and do the switch. So Milford with possession. Oh, still Milford with the possession. Maddie Sehe coming into it, and that will be a Milford throw-in. So again, the slight pressure now on our half coming towards our goal. Let's see if the Holliston team can get it back out and up. So Maddie Sehe. Still a bit of ping pong. Sarah Winokur taking possession, taking space, going down the wing. Passing to Jill Hobson, who's looking to switch it out to Gabby Ramirez, moving it up to Alex Panaggio. This is good play by Holliston. Some nice passing, give and go. She's looking to see Sydney Brucato. Lovely passing. Sydney got on it. Here we go. Send it. There it goes. Oh, and it'll be a corner. Again, that's great passing, good give and going. They're looking for each other, heads up, seeing each other, and then the deflection getting a corner kick for us.
Like you said, Lynda, perfect game. Again, one more time in the right. They get in, they go to the line, and try to pass the ball back. That is a perfect pass.
So corner kick by Maddie Sehe. Nice ball. Oh, it's still alive. It's still alive. Come on, girls. Oh. So Milford taking possession. They actually got out of that one just about. Still fighting for it. Elizabeth Mackey getting her foot to it. Taking space, switching the field to Charlotte Getchell. Sending it, unlucky, intercepted by Milford. Back to Tess Powers, sending it up and over. Headed by Milford defense line. Headed down by Milford. It's still up in the air, and it might... And that's going to be a Holliston throw-in. Good play there by Pags coming in there. So throw-in, headed by Milford, and it's going to be another throw-in for Holliston. Alex Panaggio with the throw-in. To Tess Powers. Snagged by Alex Panaggio. Oh, unlucky. Back to Elizabeth Mackey. Sending it wide to Charlotte Getchell. Getting pressure, keeping it. To Hannah Wolfgang. Sending it up to Sarah Winokur. Still going forward. Oh, some great play here. Back to Tess Powers. Maddie Sehe coming in, keeping it alive for Holliston. Hannah Wolfgang getting to it. Sending it to Alex Panaggio. Slowing it down. Taking it to the corner. Getting ready to make the pass. Here's the cross. And again, another corner.
Now you see Lynda, when she made the comments, you see the whole names moving in front and go to the NATO field. That is what you want to hear when they touch the ball, making the passes, and make it the great move, the good opportunities.
So Alex Panaggio with the goal kick. Oh, the corner kick. It's up in the air. It's still being... Oh, unlucky. Yeah, it was a high kick, so a good call by the ref there. So we're down to the last 2 minutes of the game. Again, the score now is 2-0 to the Holliston Lady Panthers. Some great soccer being played here. I've lost count of how many corner kicks we've had, so we've really kept the pressure down in this Milford half. So great teamwork, passing, give and goes. It's a really good soccer game to watch today. Milford with the corner kick, goal kick rather. Tapped by Jill Hobson, back to Tess Powers. Back to Hannah Wolfgang. To Sydney Brucato, taking space, nice. Looking to pass to Alex Panaggio. Oh, just a bit too far, but the right idea. Again, these girls have got their heads up, they're looking for each other, and they're doing the give and go and taking the space. So Sydney Brucato still fighting for it. Back to Hannah Wolfgang, switching it out. Oh, unlucky, intercepted by Milford. They're taking possession. Driving through the mid, touched by Tess. Oh, unlucky, bounced up on a handball. That's okay. So So free kick for Milford. Tapped by Sarah. Maddie Sehe trying to defend it. And nice and easy. Good read there again by Mel, letting it go out of bounds. So it would be a goal kick for Milford.
We are playing with Milford. They are dangerous. They know how to play soccer. It's a good team. They are trying to do it, but we have a good defense, and the entire team are playing a good soccer. So it's not that we are playing a bad team. You can see that the skills that they have. They passing the ball, but the Panthers stop them and make the job that they are doing. So one more time, they are playing very good. This is one of the best good fourth half in soccer, and I would like to see this the entire season.
So that's the end of the first half, and the score is 2-0 to the Holliston Lady Panthers. Again, this is the HCAT filming of Holliston versus Milford on Saturday, September the 23rd. We'll be right back after the break. So welcome back to the second half. The score is 2-0 to the Holliston Lady Panthers. This is the HCAT production of the Holliston versus Milford game on Saturday, September the 23rd. I'm Lynda Getchell with my co-host Alfonso Ramirez, and on camera Mark Winokur. And the starting lineup is Sarah Winokur, Jill Hobson, Gabby Ramirez, Alex Panaggio, Hannah Wolfgang, Tess Powers, Charlotte Getchell, Maddie Sahajian, Elizabeth Mackey, and Sydney Brucato, and of course Mel Coleman in goal.
So we want to see what is the changes, what is the coaches want to change, what is the Milford team is going to propose, and how Panthers is going to maintain the score 2-0.
So Holliston with possession. Sydney Brucato back to Milford. Tess fighting for it. Good job. Back to Elizabeth Mackey. Maddie Sehe. Milford taking possession. Sending her up and over. Headed by Charlotte Getchell. And it's going to be a free kick for Holliston. Maddie Sahajian with the free kick. Milford tapping it up and over. It's in their corner. Alex Panaggio coming on. Still Milford possession. Hannah Wolfgang stepping up, getting a foot to it, and kicked out of bounds by Milford. Oh, saying it's off of a white player, so it's going to be a Milford throw-in. Out of bounds by Milford, so a Holliston throw-in. Charlotte Getchell with a throw-in. Headed by Jill Hobson to Hannah. Intercepted by Milford. Sarah Winokur coming onto it. Still Milford possession. Maddie Sehe trying to get in there. Back to Elizabeth Mackey. Kept it in play. Intercepted by Milford. Back to Elizabeth Mackey. To Hannah Wolfgang, looking to switch it to Gabby Ramirez. Intercepted by Milford. Back to the goalie.
So you can see Milford how they play too. They are good touches, and it's a dangerous team. It's no, they know how to play the ball. They know how to pass the ball too, and we had to be careful with this.
Yeah, Milford very good at coming in and being first to the ball. So again, Milford with possession right now. Gabby Ramirez fighting for it. Milford free kick. And these are the kind of balls that can be dangerous for us. Oh, yes, good job by Mel getting her hands to it. Again, those dangerous balls that easily could have gone up and over and in the net, so good for her to get her hands to it.
Something that I would like to see her punching the ball and start to getting the ball. I will punch the ball to the sides, to the front, anywhere, and start trying to get it, because that will create a little more dangerous play.
So corner kick for Milford. And out by Tess Powers to Jill Hobson. And a Holliston throw-in. Sydney Bricado with the throw-in. To Jill Hobson. Tapped up by Milford. Out of bounds and another throw-in by Sydney Bricado. Again to Jill Hobson. Back to Tess Powers. Switching to Hannah Wolfgang. Looking to make the move to Alex Panaggio. Good run by Alex. And sadly a little bit too much welly and a bit too far. But again, right idea by Holliston.
Great move. Great move.
So Milford throw-in coming up. Headed by Charlotte Getchell. Out of bounds, so it'll be another throw-in for Milford. Headed by Tess Powers, out of bounds, so another Milford throw-in. Headed by Alex, tapped by Charlotte, intercepted by Milford. Back to Sydney Bricado, intercepted by Milford. Milford have possession. Taken by Gabby and Hannah. Back to Alex Panaggio, taking a space. Here she goes, looking to do a give and go. There it goes. Oh, right idea. Again, it's the give and go that's really helping this team today. So Milford with a rollout from the goalkeeper. And out of bounds, so it will be a Holliston throw-in. Holliston throw-in by Charlotte Getchell. To Jill Hobson. Intercepted by Milford. Then Milford have possession. Back to Maddie Sehe. Long ball and out of bounds, so it will be another Milford throw-in. Milford throw-in, headed by Hannah Wolfgang. Jill fighting for it. In comes Sarah Winokur. Milford take possession. Gabby Ramirez coming in. Milford still have possession. Sarah taking it. Nice steal by Sarah. Touched by Tess. Back to Milford. Milford have possession. Mackie coming in and touching it. Going wide to Charlotte Getchell. And out of bounds. That would be a throw-in for Holliston. Oh, yeah, okay, good. The ref called it. So a free kick now for Holliston. With the player on the back on the throw-in. Maddie Sehe with the free kick at the 50. Headed by Hannah Wolfgang. Milford getting their foot to it, taking possession. Switching the field. Sarah coming in. Milford still have it, playing back to their defensive line. Taking their time. Gabby coming in. Long ball, and it's going to be out of bounds. So we lucked out there, so Holliston taking the throw-in. To Tess Powers. Out of bounds, and that will be a Milford throw-in. Liz Mackey getting a foot to it. Still Milford possession. Back to Gabby. To Sydney, who's sending it up. Milford defense taking it, playing back to their goalie. Come on, White.
Shoot
there we go, Gabby.
Oof.
Sarah Winokur switching to Alex Panaggio, looking for the feed. Charlotte was wide open. Back to Sydney Bricado. So Milford throw-in.
We suffer a little bit when we don't pass the ball. And that's what happened in the last 5 minutes. We don't pass the ball. We try to do individual game, and that doesn't create the opportunities to make a goal. So we need to keep doing the passes.
So Holliston with a throw-in with Sidney Brucado. Milford throw-in. Elizabeth Mackey getting it out of bounds. There'll be another Milford throw-in. Sarah Winokur getting a foot to it. Into the mid, intercepted by Milford. Jill Hobson fighting for it. Tess Powers stepping through. Looking to switch to Alex Panaggio, tapping it up to Jill Hobson. This could be a great opportunity. Here we go. This could be it. Here comes Hannah Wolfgang. That's okay. It was a good run. Again, good read by the Holliston team.
Great effort. Great effort.
So Alex Panaggio with the ball. Milford with possession. Back to Elizabeth Mackey. Oh! Yeah, that was a bit of a late tackle there, so good call by the ref, and it's going to be a free kick for Holliston. We're down to the 30-minute mark in the second half, 2-0 still to Holliston. To Hannah Wolfgang. Sending it long to Alex Panaggio, who's trying to weave through. And a free kick awarded there as the block by the Milford player.
It was inside.
Yeah.
Because they didn't call it.
Right, didn't call it. Yeah. Okay, so we now have a corner kick, a great opportunity for taking a timeout. Oh no, he's subbing.
I know. that was the sign-off.
There's substitutions for Milford. And it's now going to be a corner kick for Holliston. Or are we doing an... Nope, they are still subbing. So again, this will be a great opportunity for Holliston with this corner kick. So Maddie Sehay with the corner kick. Nice ball. Come on, finish. Finish. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh. The good thing is the girls weren't giving up on it. They kept trying to fight for it, which is what you want to see, that tenacity in the box area. So, good try there by Holliston. So intercepted by Sarah Winokur. To Hannah Wolfgang up in the air. Tapped by Sarah, back to Gabby Ramirez. Back to Sarah Winokur, trying to settle it. Milford throw-in. Headed by Tess. To Sidney Brucado, grounding it, passing it up to Jill. This could be... Yeah, that has to be caught against us.
I didn't see it that way.
No, Jill was going down.
Yeah, I saw the game foul to Holliston, not to the Milford.
So Milford with possession, pushing way up to Sidney Brucado, getting a foot to it, still in play. And it's out of bounds. It's going to be a Holliston throw-in. Sidney Brucado with the throw-in. Tapped by Milford. Out of bounds. Milford throw-in. Intercepted by Tess to Gabby. Switching the field. Intercepted by Milford. To Maddie Sehay. Elizabeth Mackey sending it up and over. Jill getting a foot to it. Still fighting for it. Pag's getting a foot to it. Settling it, taking possession. Whoa, coming to us. So out of bounds in a Holliston throw-in. So Charlotte with a throw-in. To Hannah Wolfgang. Taps it over. Anna Siegel. Managed to get a corner out of it. That was a good deflection off of the Milford defense. So another corner kick for Holliston, another opportunity. So Alex Panaggio taking the corner kick. Sydney keeping it in play. Made the pass. Intercepted by Milford, taking possession. Ooh. Here comes Sydney. Elizabeth Mackey taking the ball, switching the field. Back to Hannah Wolfgang. Back to Maddie Sehe. Sending it up to Alex Panaggio. Taking some space, looking to switch it. To Gabby Ramirez. Unlucky. Good defense there. Back to Tess Powers. Holliston still have possession, trying to get back towards the goal again. And kick out of bounds by Milford, so another Holliston throw-in. To Gabby Ramirez. And it's going to be another Holliston throw-in. Hannah Wolfgang with the throw-in. To Gabby Ramirez. And a corner kick. Good deflection there by Gabby off of the Milford defender. So Maddie Sehe taking the corner kick. We're down to the last 25 minutes, the second half. And again, we're still at 2-0 to the Holliston Lady Panthers versus Milford. Nice corner. Where is it? Finish it, Mags. Oh! But we get another corner out of it. So it was a great shot there. Nice corner kick in. Pags getting a foot to it, but still getting another corner kick. So yet again, another great opportunity for the Holliston team. So Maddie Sehe with the corner kick. Headed by Hannah. Oh, unlucky. So we have a goal kick for Milford. Again, in the second half, we've still been putting the pressure on their half in their goal. Not so much for our half yet. But they are a good team. They have some really good defensive players and good passing.
Yeah, that's due to the score, 2-0, so you can see the losing team more aggressive and trying to tie the game. And that's normal in soccer. I see 50 and 50 in the second half, 50 and 50. In the first half, I think it was 80 and 20. So that means that the Holliston team was dominating more the first half.
So Milford with possession. Elizabeth Mackey fighting for it. Taking possession. It's going to be a Milford throw-in. So they're finally down in our half. Elizabeth Mackey fighting for it. Trying to get it out. There we go. Back out to Gwen Freely. To Tess Powers. Anna Siegel running on at it. To Hannah Wolfgang. Taking a space. Passing it up.
What the ball.
Anna Siegel running on it. Milford protecting it. And it's going to be out of bounds, so it'll be a Holliston throw-in.
Great pass. Good idea. And good run by Anna. Bless you. Bless you.
Thank you. Charlotte Getchell passing it in, intercepted, headed by Maddie Sehe. Milford still fighting for it. Maddie getting to it, sending it out. And it'll be a Milford throw-in. Milford subbing. So Milford throw-in. Headed by Tess Powers. Sydney Brucado. Tapped by Milford. To Gwen Freely. Back to the Milford defensive line. Milford take possession. Milford still have possession. Milford throw-in. So they're putting pressure on our half again, the Milford team. Intercepted by Alex Panaggio. Taking a weave and switching the field. Intercepted by Milford. Milford take possession, driving down to our goal. Sydney Bricado fighting for it, getting a foot to it. Good play there by Sydney. Milford throw-in. Headed by Gabby. Up in the air. And we lucked out of bounds. That will be a Holliston goal kick.
We are seeing Milford a little more aggressive, and they want to make the goal. They are a good team. They are playing. They are making good passes. They have individual good players. You can see then how they touch the ball that they have, and we'll see what happens in the next 20 minutes.
Yeah, Milford definitely have the hunger going, and they're driving and pushing to try and get that goal. Alex Panaggio with possession. Deflected off of a Milford player. Over to Sydney Brucado. Sending it up to Gwen Freely. Intercepted by Milford. Milford take possession. Maddie Sehe getting a foot to it. To Elizabeth Mackey. Sending it back to Sydney Brucado. Still has possession. Deflected off of Milford. Milford take possession. Offside. Good call. So Elizabeth Mackey with the free kick. Intercepted by Milford. Hannah Wolfgang trying to get to it to Tess Powers. Intercepted by Milford. Charlotte Getchell. Sending it out of bounds, but it's a Milford throw-in. Again, Milford in our area now, putting pressure on us. And that'll be another Milford throw-in.
We're getting tired. I see a couple players tired.
So headed by Hannah Wolfgang. Bounced off of a Milford player back to their defensive line. They're switching the field. They're very good at calming it down, grounding it, and passing the Milford team. And this is where they could take that. Stolen by Sid Bricado to Gwen Freely. Passing it back up to Sid. Driving it down the line. This is great play. They can keep going with this. Here we go. Unlucky. It will be a Holliston throw-in, though. We're still down in their half now. We keep this pressure on. Substitution, Sarah Winokur coming back on. Hannah Wolfgang coming off. Sydney with the throw-in to Gwen. Unlucky. Now it's back to a Milford throw-in. Milford throw-in. Milford take possession. Sydney getting a foot to it. Still Milford. Gabby coming in, giving pressure. Milford still have possession. Charlotte Getchell back to Maddie Sehe. Intercepted by Milford. Sydney Brucado getting to it. Back to Gwen. Intercepted by Milford and out of bounds. So it would be a Holliston throw-in. Holliston substitution. Sydney coming off and Sarah O'Neill coming in. Sarah O'Neill with a throw-in. Out of bounds by Milford. Another throw-in by Sarah O'Neill. Intercepted by Milford. Sarah O'Neill getting a foot to it. Sarah Winokur. Back to Charlotte Getchell.
Push it up, Charlie, push it up.
Sending it to Sarah Winokur. Looking to switch the field. Intercepted by Milford. Taking possession, driving it down. This could be dangerous. And out of bounds. We lucked out that was a tad too hard from the Milford player there. We'll be back to a Holliston throw-in. So Anna Siegel coming off and Jill Hobson coming back on. Charlotte Getchell with a throw-in to Sarah Winokur. Gabby tapping it. Milford taking possession. Gwen chasing it. Still Milford possession, taking it down the line. Sarah O'Neill coming to it. Elizabeth Mackey getting a foot to it. Nice play by Elizabeth Mackey to Sarah O'Neill. Out of bounds off of a Milford player. That'll be a throw-in. Sarah O'Neill with a throw-in. Oh! Yeah, at some point. So Holliston free kick with that push from the back there from Milford. Maddie Sayhay with the free kick. Gwen Freely intercepted by Milford. Milford take possession. Taking their space. To Maddie Sayhay. Sarah came in. Milford still taking possession. Charlotte Getchell out of bounds. That would be a Milford throw-in. Again, Milford putting pressure on our box and our goal.
Yeah, we need to put the ball down and play a little more safe. Make passes right away, one touch.
So headed, this is dangerous. To Alex Panaggio, taking a space. Sending it up to Jill Hobson, switching the field. Nice work here to Gwen Freely, keeping possession, looking to pass. Out to Sarah O'Neill, sending it up, and kicked out of bounds by Milford, but went off of us, so it's a Milford throw-in, and out of bounds by Milford, so that would be a Holliston throw-in. Sarah O'Neill taking the throw-in. To Gwen Freely, nutmeg. Another Holliston throw-in by Sarah O'Neill. And headed out of bounds by Milford, so again back to Holliston for another throw-in. To Tess Powers. Sarah running on it. Milford defense line taking possession. Gabby fighting for it. Still a Milford possession. Long ball to the keeper. Good call by Mel. Good read. And I think that will be the tactic that Milford will try now. They're going to try for those long balls and then try to crash the net and use the speed of their front line. So Maddie Sayhay kicking it up and over. Alex Panaggio running on it. Headering it, still in play. Milford taking possession. Sarah coming in. That'd be a Milford throw-in. Gwen Freely coming off and Hannah Wolfgang coming back on. Sarah and Hannah switching sides. So Milford throw-in. Headed out of bounds by Milford, so that'd be a Holliston throw-in. Charlotte with the throw-in. To Jill Hobson. Intercepted by Milford. Milford still have possession. Oh, kicking towards us. Good read by Mel. Nice and easy there. Again, they're putting pressure on us. They're getting hungry, the Milford team. So Mel with the goal kick. Milford getting first two. Charlotte pushing through, tapping to Hannah, to Gabby Ramirez, tapping it up. Here comes Sarah Winokur. Got a foot to it. This could be a good opportunity. Here we go. Here we go. Sarah still fighting for it, still getting possession. Nice effort. Nice effort. It will be another Holliston throw-in, but again, we're at least down in their half and getting towards their goal in the box. So throw-in to Tess Powers. Awarded to Milford. Milford throw-in. Holliston throw-in. Sarah O'Neill. Back to Sarah O'Neill. Out of bounds. That will be a Milford throw-in. We're down to 11.5 minutes left in the second half. Again, the score is still 2-0 to Holliston Panthers. So Hannah Wolfgang taking possession for Holliston to Sarah Winokur. Back to Hannah. Oh, unlucky. Intercepted by Milford. Taking space. They still have possession. Tess Powers coming in. Milford still have possession. And it's going to be out of bounds. Yep. And there'll be a Holliston throw-in. So Gabby Ramirez with possession. Switching to Hannah Wolfgang. Tapping it up. Oh, unlucky. Intercepted by Milford. Milford have possession. To Maddie Sehe, taking the ball. Switching to Jill Hobson, looking to pass it. Back to Elizabeth Mackey. Alex Panaggio getting a foot to it, keeping it in bounds. Nice play. Taking a space, taking it down to the corner. And she's fighting one-on-one here, but you know what? It'll be a corner kick. Oh, no. Yeah?
Very bad call.
Yeah,
it was clear corner kick.
Yeah, that was off of the Milford player, but they've awarded a corner kick. They've awarded a goal kick. So Milford with possession still. Back to Elizabeth Mackey. Intercepted by Milford. Again, they're pushing us. And that's going to be out of bounds. So that'll be a Holliston throw-in. Alex Panaggio, Charlotte Getchell taking the throw-in. We're down to the 9 minutes left on the second half. To Tess Powers. Intercepted by Milford. Pags fighting for it. Another throw-in for Milford. Maddie Sehe getting a foot to it. Headed by Pags, headed by Gabby. Hannah Wolfgang taking some space, sending it up. Sarah Winokur running on it. This is a good play. We can keep it in. Good job, Sarah. Getting towards their box. Looking to pass. Oh, unlucky. Still in play. Milford taking possession. Back to Maddie Sehe. Settle it. Taking some space. Sending it in to Gabby Ramirez. Take the shot. There it is. Oh, off the goalpost. And again. Oh. That's absolutely the right idea. Good shot there by Gabby Ramirez. Hit the top goalpost, but that's what they need to do, and then they try to crash the net. So again, good effort by the Holliston team. So Holliston throw-in, Sydney Brucado. Sarah O'Neill coming off the field. To Hannah Wolfgang. Switching to Alex Panaggio. Here we go, going down to the corner. Here she goes. Is she going to weave through? Take the shot, take the shot. Oh, unlucky. Deflected off a Milford player. Milford taking possession. Back to Sydney Brucado. Still has possession, sending it up to Sarah Winokur. Still keeping it. Looking to switch it to Hannah Wolfgang. Intercepted by Milford. This is going to be dangerous. They're going to push down.
She's out.
Yeah, she's offside. Yep, that's good pressure. Good pressure by the Holliston defense there. They couldn't get the shot off on time. So we're down now to the last 7 minutes of the second half. Sun is coming out.
I love that.
So
I see the two teams tired, so That is something. I mean, something normal after that you playing 85 minutes soccer. So great job. They are playing good. They are touching the good touches. They are moving the ball, and that is the results that we have today. 2-0.
So Maddie Sehe with the goal kick. Headed by Milford back in. Charlotte Getchell. Intercepted by the Milford defensive line. Milford still have possession. Sarah Winokur getting in there. Good job. Deflect off of Milford. So Holliston throw in to Jill Hobson. Tapping it into the center to Hannah Wolfgang. This could be a good move. Who's there to help her? Who's there to help her? Oh, thank you.
Like you see, it was only one player, the Holliston, that was running. She moved the head, but she didn't have anywhere else. So it was good move to her to try to do it by herself, and that's what created Milford the foul. Good opportunity down here.
Yes, so Maddie Sehe could actually get this in. Let's see if we can pop it in. If not, let's crash the next for the rebound.
Just made the pass.
Oh, and deflected off of a Milford player. It's still in play. Up in the air. Out of bounds. It will be a Holliston throw-in. Holliston throw-in to Sarah Winokur. Headed by Milford. Tapped in by Holliston. Deflected off of Milford. Taking control. Back to Elizabeth Mackey. Settle it. To Charlotte Getchell. Intercepted by Milford. Running on it. Here comes Elizabeth Mackey. Protecting it. Sending it back to Charlotte Getchell. Sending it up. Sending it up. There goes Alex. Oh. Milford still with possession. Hannah Wolfgang touching it up in the air. Headed up, down by Milford. Back to Gabby. To Jill. Look to switch it. There you go. To Hannah Wolfgang. Taking some space. Looking to pass. Sarah Winokur. Oh, my God. How can they not do a card right now? Yeah, there's been quite a few pushes, and I'm surprised that they haven't done any yellow card yet. But free kick.
I don't think the referees have cards in the pockets.
Maybe they didn't bring them today. All right, free kick for Holliston at least. Maddie Sehe with the kick. Milford take possession. Maddie Sehe getting to it. Sarah Winokur touching it. Unlucky. That will be... Oh, yeah, we did. It went off of red. So Holliston throw in. Good deflection there. So let's see if we can get some action here. Oh, yeah, thank you. Oh, my gosh. This guy takes a long time to blow his whistle. Okay, another free kick. Let's see if we can get it into the box. So City Brucado sending it in. Yeah. So Milford with the goal kick. We're almost down to the 2-minute mark of the second half. Milford with the kick. Headed by Milford. Sydney getting down the ground. Deflected off of Milford. Off of Sydney. Sending it up to Jill Hobson. She needs some help. She needs some support. To Sarah. Getting to the corner. That will be a corner kick. Okay, so in the under 2 minutes, let's see now if we can get another corner and put it in the back of the net. So Alex Panaggio going to take the corner kick for us.
She's running too fast.
Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. All right, Holliston Panthers, let's do this, ladies. Nice ball. Oh! Gabby Ramirez getting ahead to it. Good try there by the Holliston team. Nice there by Sarah Wernicke getting to it. Headed over by Milford, still possession. Sydney Brucado getting to it. Back to Elizabeth Mackey. To Jill Hobson. Tapping it. Intercepted by Milford. Oh, player down. Stopping the clock.
We don't want that in the last 2 minutes.
No, that's terrible.
So
we'll take a short break here. So welcome back from that short break for the injury time there. The Milford player has gone off the field, and we're now resuming less than 2 minutes of the second half of the Milford versus Holliston game. It's 2-0 to the Lady Panthers, and this is the HCAT filming on Saturday, September the 23rd at Comedian Field.
Good game for both teams. I see Milford playing good soccer. Holliston the same thing. Fortunately, the Panthers are winning 2-0 and due it to the great passes and the great soccer that they play, especially in the first half.
So Milford with a free kick. Still Milford possession, driving down, and good protection there. It'll be a Holliston goal kick taken by Maddie Sahajian. And there it is. That's the final score, 2-0 Holliston Lady Panthers.